Hey guys, welcome to our channel Uniplex. Guys, in today's video, we will be showing 10 scariest tornadoes caught on cameras, which have caused significant financial loss to people, and some individuals luckily escaped from nearby deaths. So, without wasting any more time, let's start today's video. On March 31st of 2023, a pair of tornadoes struck near Little Rock, the capital of Arkansas. Both tornadoes were part of a record-breaking outbreak between March 31st and April 1st. As a state, Arkansas is up there regarding average yearly tornadoes. They're good for about 39 storms each year. That means people ought to know what to do when one hits. A local named Kim was standing in the doorway of a business when she saw one of the tornadoes approaching. She must have underestimated its strength, as it nearly picked her up and carried her away.
Oh, I'm getting this. Whoa. Oh my God.
Luckily, Kim's husband was there to pull her back. You can see where their business is covered in debris and broken glass. Thankfully, they only suffered a few minor injuries. Things could have been much, much worse. Kim said that when the tornado passed over, it caused the windows behind her to blow out. This created a powerful wind tunnel that sucked her clean out the front door. "I was very dumb," she told reporters later on. Now, while we're thankful for the footage, tornadoes are not the time to be recording the next viral video. Kim was lucky that she and her husband survived. March marks the official beginning of tornado season in the United States. Over the next 4 months, 70% of the year's tornadoes will touch down, most of them occurring over the Great Plains region. But in a strange plot twist, one of 2023's early storms touched down outside Los Angeles in the small city of Montebello, California. It was March 22nd. A local businessman named Jeff was helping a client in his office when they heard something loud outside. A tornado had spun up across the street, and by the looks of things, it was heading right for them.
Sí. Oh, shoot. Oh, wow. Eso sí está feo. Nunca, ¿no? Esto está peligroso, ¿sí? Mejor aquí quédese adentro ahorita.
Sí, mi esposa en el carro ahí.
¿Sí? Mejor dígale que se meta, ¿no?
Sí, está bien.
Luckily, the storm wasn't strong enough to cause significant damage to Jeff's office building. It did, however, damage the roof across the street and leave a scattering of debris in the area. Tornadoes are rare in California. According to the National Weather Service, they only get about 11 per year. None of them are very strong either. In fact, this Montebello storm was the strongest tornado to hit California since 1983. It was rated as an EF1 on the intensity scale, with wind speeds peaking at 110 miles per hour. The storm traveled about half a mile and was only on the ground for 2 to 3 minutes. Compared to what we see in the Great Plains, California has it easy when it comes to tornadoes. Martinsburg, Iowa is a tiny town in Keokuk County. It's home to about 110 people and 2 businesses, an auto shop and a gas station/convenience store. Otherwise, most of the properties in Martinsburg are farms and ranches. On March 31st, a wild tornado outbreak occurred in the Midwestern United States. There were 29 confirmed storms, with the strongest being an EF4 that developed near Martinsburg. On his way home from the doctors, a local named Charles heard the tornado warning over the radio. When he looked out his window, he saw the beast running parallel to his car. This EF3 tornado tracked a 17-mile path of destruction across Keokuk County. It caused significant damage to a home northeast of town and decimated several farmsteads and outbuildings. According to our cameraman, he watched it crash into a hog building with more than 10,000 40-pound feeder pigs. The tornado was on the ground for 17 minutes. Wind speeds climbed to 150 miles per hour, and it grew over 1,000 yards wide. As this storm dissipated, it spawned the powerful EF4 tornado that touched down near Kyoto City. On average, Iowa sees about 51 tornadoes every year. This was only the beginning of a long tornado season. The Midwestern United States gets more tornadoes than anywhere else on Earth. That said, tornadoes can touch down anywhere, assuming the conditions are right. On average, China experiences about 100 tornadoes each year. This number could be higher as many storms occur in remote parts of the country and go unreported. Take this twister in Liaoning Province, for example. It touched down on June 1st of 2023 near the remote town of Jinguzi. Locals could only watch in horror as it ripped apart their homes and decimated their farmland. Multiple angles from around the town show how dangerous this Chinese storm truly was.
看看这家伙，房子全倒，墙全倒啊！这旋风太邪乎了。
哎呀妈，这个人，我看电线又崩了。哎呦我去，这大风哈！
Chinese tornadoes rarely, if ever, exceed F4 intensity. Due to their vice grip on the media, we are unsure how powerful the storm was. The aftermath footage gives us a few good ideas. Locals and rescue workers walk through a leveled town. You can see where brick walls were blown apart like haystacks. Some people lost their entire home, others were on the luckier side. It's likely that due to their rarity, many of these people didn't know what to do when the storm struck. We assume none of those homes were equipped with storm cellars. Elsewhere in town, you can see a pig farm that was ravaged by the storm. Hopefully, it didn't carry any pigs to a different county. The same storm that nearly sucked Kim out of her home eventually passed over more rural areas outside of Little Rock. It reached a neighborhood where a few curious locals were waiting for the storm to pass. But as soon as they saw the winds picking up, they ran inside their concrete garage for shelter. Luckily, the structure withstood the powerful storm. The rest of their property wasn't so lucky.
Yeah, go. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look up there.
Uncut before and after footage like this is rare. Before the storm, there was a thriving forest and a small white shed. The tornado deleted all of it when it tore through their backyard. When our cameraman emerged from the garage, the landscape had transformed into a war zone. In the end, the Little Rock tornado damaged over 2,600 structures and snapped an untold number of trees. Dozens suffered various injuries, and about 75,000 people were without power across the state. The storm was rated as an EF3 with maximum wind speeds of 165 miles per hour. It was the most powerful twister to hit Little Rock since 1999. According to the enhanced Fujita scale, it sat somewhere on the border of severe and devastating. About 50 miles east of Raleigh sits the community of Nash County, North Carolina. It's home to about 95,000 people spread across 11 smaller towns and one major city. One of those towns, a tiny place called Dorchester, made headlines when an EF3 tornado touched down in July. A local named Claude was on his porch when the storm appeared over I-95. Instead of running to his basement, Claude grabbed his phone and recorded the storm. Within moments, it was right on top of him, nearly carrying him and his house away. Most of the debris you see scattered around Claude's yard came from his neighbor's house. Once the storm passed, he ran over to make sure they were okay. When he arrived, he found them digging themselves out from under the splintered remains of their home. The storm grew to be 600 yards wide, with wind speeds peaking at 150 miles per hour. It touched down around 12:25 p.m. and spent the next 33 minutes ravaging communities along I-95. The most significant damage occurred at a Pfizer pharmaceutical plant in Nash County. The 1.4 million square foot facility supplies 25% of all sterile injectable medications used in U.S. hospitals. Once the storm passed, the company reported 50,000 pallets of medicine that had been strewn across the facility. Hopefully, their insurance covers that. Greenwood, Indiana is a mid-sized city in Johnson County. It sits just south of Indianapolis and is home to about 64,000 people. While Indiana is technically outside of Tornado Alley, USA, they still get about 22 storms per year. This tornado, on June 25th of 2023, was actually one of 4 that touched down across the state. The EF2 storm struck around 4:13 p.m. A local man named Eric was standing far enough away when the storm ramped up over an under-construction apartment complex. He kept the camera rolling as the tornado nearly ripped the complex to shreds.
I think it's gonna miss us. I've never seen anything like that.
He must have caught the tail end of the storm as it dissipates after clearing the complex. Luckily, this EF2 storm wasn't strong enough to cause severe damage. It only shattered some windows and tore the roofing off of one of the buildings. The next day, workers found pieces of splintered debris impaled in the ground. According to the National Weather Service, this tornado tracked a 5.4-mile path through Johnson County. It grew between 200 and 400 yards wide, with wind speeds around 115 miles per hour. The Red Cross swooped in to provide aid for anyone who needed it. Around 16,000 homes were left without power. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured during any of the 4 storms. Perryton, Texas is a small city in the northeastern part of the state. It's home to about 8,500 people and is about 7 miles south of the Oklahoma Panhandle. That puts them in the crosshairs of powerful tornadoes, like the one that struck in mid-June of 2023. This one nearly wiped their little city off the map. It was about 5 p.m. local time. A resident was in their workshop when they thought they heard a strong dust storm outside. That's when they looked and saw a terrifying EF3 tornado barreling toward them. Luckily, they fled downstairs before it struck their home. We're not sure how much damage this home sustained. Hopefully they fared better than the rest of Paradin. Aftermath footage shows what looks like an apocalyptic wasteland. Buildings are completely destroyed and the windows on cars are all blown out. What's scarier is that this all occurred in 11 short minutes. In that time, the tornado reached wind speeds of 140 miles per hour and tracked a 6.3-mile path across the small town. It grew to be about a half a mile wide and touched down without warning. That's because the entire town lost power when officials triggered the emergency sirens. Clarksville, Tennessee is a major city in Montgomery County. It's home to about 166,000 people, making it the 5th largest city in the state. On December 8th of 2023, a massive storm system moved through Montgomery County. It produced an EF3 tornado that ripped through Clarksville without mercy. It grew to over 600 yards wide with winds peaking at 150 miles per hour. One local man stood on his porch and recorded the tornado passing by his home.
Oh my God. Holy
We're not sure what caused the explosion you see in this clip. Sparks fly as the storm strikes a transformer. However, the mushroom cloud explosion suggests something larger, like a gas tank. I'm sure more info will come out in the coming weeks. The tornado cut power to over 50,000 people in Tennessee. For some, that was the worst of it. For others, the tornado tore apart their home in the middle of the night. This tornado stirred up bad memories of a similar storm from 2021. It was another EF3 with winds between 136 and 165 miles per hour. It loomed heavily on everyone's mind as they cleaned up this new mess. When you think of powerful wind cyclones spinning up in Florida, you probably imagine hurricanes. But Floridians have to deal with tornadoes too. They're not as common in the Sunshine State as, let's say, Oklahoma or Nebraska, but they still happen. And when they do, they pack a mean punch. One of those storms touched down on April 30th of 2023. It was the second consecutive day of severe weather in Palm Beach County. As locals went about their business, an ultra-rare EF2 tornado struck out of nowhere. Our cameraman was stuck in an intersection when the storm came through. He filmed what it's like to be caught in the eye.
Oh my God. Holy shit. I hope this stops. I just saw a car flip over in front of me. Holy God.
Jeff and his girlfriend were on their way to dinner when they heard the tornado warning over the radio. Not wanting to risk anything, Jeff did a U-turn and headed home. But as soon as he turned around, the storm was on top of them. He could feel the back of his car lifting off the ground. He described it as a train roaring through. Luckily, they were next to a truck that absorbed the brunt of the wind. They could have easily rolled over like the other car had that truck not been there. Thankfully, the people in the flipped car were okay. The most significant damage was to the Sanctuary Grove apartment complex, which was deemed uninhabitable after the storm. The storm also picked up boats like bath toys and tossed them onto the pier. Guys, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching the video for so long patiently. If you enjoy this video, you can like and comment, and if you want to see such strange and interesting videos, you can subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon next to it. See you in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay well. Thank you.